som att man kan variera så.
Ska ni prova en glas vin stämda? Ja, så vi kan variera så. Så var det någon mer som skulle...
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Apa kabar kalian semuanya? Hari ini aku ajak kalian jalan-jalan ya, keliling ke pabrik pembuatan wine di salah satu hotel di Swedia. Ya, dan ini masuk ke apa ini ya, buat kayak toko-toko gitu loh guys. Dan ini masuk dibungkus, dikasih plastik buat bungkus kakinya, sepatunya bungkus biar nggak kotor ya, biar steril gitu. Jadi ini masuk kakinya dibungkus kan, dibungkus. Udah ya, udah dibungkus. Terus kita langsung masuk. Di sana banyak banget botol-botolnya wine-nya ya guys. Ini di sini salah satu hotel yang di video aku yang sebelumnya kan ada itu kebun anggur. Nah, anggurnya dibuat wine sendiri guys. Nah, itu pemandunya. Langsung saja ya kita masuk. Ini pabriknya, bersih banget guys pabriknya. Kalian kalau mau tahu ikutin terus ya. Bye. Oh. Bisa dijilat.
So here you can spread out a little bit. If you know each other well, then you can stand a little clump together. But if you don't know the other group, then you have a little distance to the other people in these times. So now we're in here. You might wonder a little bit about our history here at Astad. It started already in 1945, and then it was bought to this family who owns it today. And it was a normal kind of cow farm from the beginning, where you had cows and then plants and then animals and so forth. And then eventually the second generation took over, and it was during that time in the end of the 80s that it started to change a little bit. And people started to come here and look at all the animals and look when we were herding sheep and so forth. So some guests were coming then. And then it has just kind of developed from there on till what it is today. So today it's the third generation that runs Astad Vineyards, and it was the third generation who started the vineyard in 2011. And then we started to look at this picture. Here you see that this is that frost system that we were talking about. So this is what it can look like in the beginning of May when we have to protect the buds. There you see. There you can see very well the bud, how it's enclosed in this little ice shield. And we said when the water comes and freezes to ice, the energy is released, and you get the temperature in the bud will not be under 0 degrees. So that's how we can take care of them then. Yeah. And so it's down to here where the grapes will arrive here during the day, when like an air balloon in here that presses slightly against the clusters of grapes. And then the first juice will start to come out here in the bathtub. And this first juice, it kind of runs out very quickly, so it does not come in much contact with the grapes and the grape skins. So it does not have very much substance from the grapes with it down into the bathtub. Not much character from the grape. And then you call this juice that comes out now a very clean juice. It's almost like it's a little bit neutral. And it's this first juice that we use for our sparkling wine. And sparkling wine is a little bit of the main product that we're making here at Astad. So when nothing more comes out on this very light program, I put a hose here and I then pump over this clean juice. Remember we had made the base wine over here. That has to stay there in the tank in cool temperatures over the winter, and in the spring after, in March or April, that's when we open that tank again. And now we add yeast one more time now, sugar, stir it around, and then we pour it into bottles and then we add one of these caps. Now the second fermentation takes place here in the bottle, and you know when the fermentation is taking place, carbon dioxide is kind of created, and of course that doesn't come out here now, so you can say that I get my bubbles in here during the second fermentation. Also, the alcohol content goes up again during the second fermentation with about 1.5 to 2%, because it's not made in the champagne area. But that is how. These are our barrels. We don't have very many barrels. We didn't even know from the beginning if our grape Solaris would work on wooden barrels. Not all grapes do. If you take such a grape as Chardonnay, that one is more neutral in style, so that one picks up the aromas from the barrels very well. But a grape like Riesling, it has so much character, so much fruitiness, that it doesn't pick up the wood in a good way. So usually you do not put the Riesling on wood, on barrels as much. So we get to try a little bit there with Solaris, and we thought that So now we're in the wine cellar, and our wine is the ones that laying in these wire baskets here. You can see they have that cap right behind you there, that special cap. So those are the sparkling bottles from 2016. They are still resting on the yeast sediment. So today we don't have any sparkling wine, because 2014 they're gone, and 2015 we hardly got any bottles at all. And we don't have any of those. But 2016, they're still resting there on the dead yeast cells. So today it's a still wine that you can try here at Astad. And so those over here with the caps, those are the ones from harvest 2018, and they're also, of course, resting on the yeast sediment. And some of those, they will stay there for a long time. The ones that you saw that we were turning inside in the winery there right now, those are actually from 2018. And they have only the resting.
Jadi guys, sampai di sini ya video vlog yang buat wine-nya, pembuatan wine-nya. Dan terima kasih. Jangan lupa like,
subscribe and like.
comment. Thank you.